Today we're taking a look at 3 NCAAB matches, which are happening on Wednesday, February 23, 2022. And giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Tulsa vs SMU. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane and the SMU Mustangs meet Wednesday in college basketball action from SMU Moody Coliseum. Tulsa is 9-16 on the year so far. The Hurricane beat South Florida in their last game. As for SMU, they're sitting at 19-6 and coming off a win over Memphis. Our first pick is SMU Mustangs -10. And here is why. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane have been struggling this season as they are 9-16, 3-11 so far. They are being led by senior forward Uriah Horn so far, and that is going to help them progress throughout the regular season. They are coming off a 65-57 road win over the US Bulls. The biggest problem that popped up was the fact they turned the ball over 19 times throughout the game. Tulsa has won 2 of 3 after a slide that saw them lose 10 of 11 games. The problem for the Golden Hurricane here is the fact that they have to go on the road for this contest. Tulsa has gone just 1-8 as the visiting team straight up, and they are only 3-6 at TS in those contests. Meanwhile, we see SMU with 16 wins in 19 games and coming off a big win over Memphis at home Sunday. The Mustangs are 13-0 at home on the year, and they already own a road win over Tulsa this season. SMU has to be careful not to look ahead to Sunday's clash with number 14 Houston on the road, but they know they have to take care of business here for that contest to mean anything. Back the Mustangs here as they sweep the season series. And for our second pick, go with under 141.5 points. And here is why. On the year, SMU is putting up an average of 74.9 points a game, putting them 84th in the nation. The Mustangs pull down an average of 38.3 rebounds a night, while they dish out an average of 14 assists per contest. SMU is giving up an average of 67.2 points per game on the season, putting them 124th in scoring defense. Kendrick Davis leads the team with 19.4 points, 4.6 assists and 1.5 steals per game on the year. Emmanuel Bandoumel, 10.5 points, and Marcus Weathers, 12.6 points, 7.1 boards, are solid secondary scoring options. Michael Weathers, 10 points, Zach Noodle, Tristan Clark, Stefan Todorovic, Jurek Phelps, Jalen Smith, Jahmer Young Jr. and Isaiah Jc. are other pieces of the rotation for the Mustangs, and coach Tim Jankovic. SMU is shooting 45.1% from the field on the year. The Mustangs splash an average of 8.8 3-pointers a night while shooting 37% from beyond the arc. SMU is decent at the free throw line as they are converting 74.1% of their attempts at the stripe this year. Ole Miss vs Auburn. The Ole Miss Rebels and the Auburn Tigers meet in college basketball action from the Auburn Arena on Wednesday night. Our first pick is Auburn -16. And here is why. If Joyner and Morrell do not play in this one, it will be a very large blowout. We mentioned the need for Brooks to step up, however, he is just not ready for that role. Coach Kermit Davis will need to throw everything including the kitchen sink at this Auburn team in order to have a shot at an upset on the road. The Rebels are coming off an 85-68 win at Georgia that snapped a 4-game losing streak. After a back-and-forth first half, the Rebels gained control in the second and slowly built their lead out for the win. They forced 13 Georgia turnovers to their 7 and shot 55.9% from the field to secure their victory. Ty Fagan led all scorers with 20 points, and Austin Crowley added 18 in the win. They will not be enough against this Auburn team and will need more help from the entire bench to compete. Another big spread, another lean towards the favorite. Auburn just has too much riding on what would appear to be a meaningless game against an inferior SEC opponent. The Tigers need to get their mojo back heading into both the SEC tournament and then the NCAA tournament. They have played uneven basketball as of late and need to return to the style of basketball that got them to number 1 in the first place, a fast-paced defense mixed with an opportunistic defense played at a breakneck pace. Auburn plays at the 55th fastest pace in the country and will test an Ole Miss team that prefers to play at a slower pace and rely on its defense to make plays. The Rebels don't have the kind of defense that can cause problems for Auburn when Auburn is at its best. I fully expect Auburn to come out quickly in this game to find the magic that made them the number 1 team in the country for several weeks. And for our second pick, go with over 140. And here is why. Not surprisingly, Auburn is among the top teams in a variety of categories in KenPom.com's rankings. Auburn is 16th in offensive efficiency and 9th in defensive efficiency. They are also ranked 6th overall in KenPom's rankings. Despite the low scoring output against Florida, Auburn is averaging nearly 80 points per game and allowing just 67 points per game. The Tigers are averaging over 40 rebounds per game and forcing nearly 15 turnovers per game. At their best, the Tigers are difficult to beat, but they have shown signs of struggle in recent weeks. The Rebels are scoring nearly 69 points per game and giving up nearly 68 points per game. Ole Miss is shooting 44% from the field, while its opponents are shooting 45%. They have hit less than 203 PT field goals per game, with 195 on the season, but have held their opponents under 200 as well, at 176. Their defense also forces nearly 14 turnovers per contest. Butler vs Seton Hall. The Butler Bulldogs will travel to the Prudential Center to take on the Seton Hall Pirates this Wednesday night in college basketball action. Our first pick is Butler Bulldogs plus 10.5 points. And here is why. Butler is averaging 62.7 points per game. They scored 70 points in their last game, making 48.1% of their field goals and 38.5% of their three-pointers. Chuck Harris led the way for Butler with 17 points and 3 assists. Aaron Thompson finished with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Bo Hodges added 16 points and 8 rebounds. Butler has played well defensively, giving up 67.2 points per game. They gave up 71 points in their last game and will need a better effort if they want to win this game. Seton Hall is averaging 73 points per game. They scored 66 points in their last game, making 36.8% of their field goals and 36.4% of their three-pointers. Jared Rhoden led the way for the Pirates with 18 points and 18 rebounds. Alexis Yetna finished with 12 points and 5 rebounds, while Kadri Richmond added 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Seton Hall has also played well defensively, giving up 67.5 points per game. They gave up 64 points in their last game and will need a similar effort if they want to get the win. I like the hook here with Butler, who is not a bad basketball team. When it comes to covering the spread, they are 4-1 ATS their last 5 games, so they have been competitive. Seton Hall without star guard Bryce Aiken is just an ordinary team. He dished out 7 assists in that first meeting, helping to ensure Seton Hall's 71-56 win. In this game, expect Bryce Golden, 6'9", 245, to own the paint just as he did in the first game with 19 points on 7 of 9 shooting. Take the Bulldogs to cover the double digits on the road. And for our second pick, go with under 131. And here is why. The Pirates are just 5-5 in their last 10 games, and there has been something missing in 9 of those games. That 6-0 guard Bryce Aiken, 14.5 ppg, who missed the last 9 games due to a concussion and has 12 points and 7 assists in that first meeting against Butler on January 4th. Without Aiken, Richmond, 6'6", 200, has tried to step up as the primary ball handler and is averaging 9.2 points and 4.1 assists with 1.6 steals and 12.5 turnovers per game. Rhoden, 6'6", 210, leads the team with 15.5 points and 7.2 rebounds on 39.2% shooting, 30.1% 3PT. Seton Hall is averaging 74.6 points per game on 42.4% shooting, 34.1% 3PT. They are allowing 67.5 points per AGM on 40.3% shooting, 30.2% 3PT. The Bulldogs are ranked 137th overall by KenPom and are 181st in adjusted offensive efficiency. The Providence loss came after they were crushed by St. John's by 34 on February 18th. Butler has won just twice in their last 7 games. Basically, the offense has been offensive this season. The Bulldogs average just 63.6 points per game, 332nd, on 42.1% shooting, 31.9% 3PT. They are getting out-rebounded by 2.6 per game. Defensively, they allow 66.2 points per game on 43.4% shooting, 31.4% 3PT. Guard Chuck Harris is the only player who averages in double figures with 11 points on 36.5% shooting and 31.3% from beyond the arc. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you the user or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.